Hi everyone, we're good for and we're here today to help our friends to incline Gili Automatic to have a deeper understanding of the environmental issue that have a huge impact on this business. Now we start having an overview of a macro environment of UK and China. Let's start with the United Kingdom first. So the UK's economy is ranking 6 in GDP globally, and as you can see, according to the IMF data, the UK's GDP in 2019 was about 2.74 trillion US dollar, making it the world's sixth largest economy. Since 2016, affected by the uncertainty of Brexit and increasing downward pressure on the world economy, the UK's economic growth has slowed down with an increase of 1.4% in 2019. And COVID-19 has been affected by new crown pneumonia pandemic, and the UK's economy growth has dropped sharply in the short run and uncertainty has increased. Regarding its political legal environment, Britain has stable politics and society, little government intervention, and sound legal system. So as one of the major developed economies in the world, Britain has less government intervention in the social activities. It only has a certain restriction on foreign equity participation in the few companies of strategic importance. Britain's legal system is relative measure, providing a stable legal environment for domestic and foreign investment entities. The UK has carried out an in-depth reform of legal environment for enterprises and has recently substantially reformed the labor law and immigration law. Social aspect of the UK. So social-culturally, Britain has a high level of urbanization with 90% of the population living in cities and towns. In addition, the UK is regarded by the World Bank as the second largest labor market in Europe, second only to Denmark. The unit labor cost advantage of UK in major developed countries is permanent, and the unit labor cost is only £2,345, especially compared with developed countries in North America and Europe. The labor quality is higher and the cost is low. Britain implement welfare systems such as public health and care and social insurance. It was first Western country to implement the welfare system. So as you can see, the UK endowed with plenty of labor force and its people attach importance to quality of life. So technology in the UK. With outstanding innovation ability, the UK is one of important R&D bases of high-tech and high-value added industry in the world. So far, more than 90 Nobel Prize winners have emerged from UK, ranking second in the world. The UK has always been in the forefront of the world in the development and application of automatic manufacturing and new energy electric vehicles. Among them, the UK's engine, low carbon technology, and new energy charging technology are in the leading position in the world. Oh, sorry, just some mess with my PowerPoint. So in terms of ecologically, Britain has a relative stable natural environment and diversified power supply channels for industrial development, enterprise production, and operation activities. So it is warm and humid all year round with dense river networks, stable water flows, less extreme climate, and relatively superior natural environment. So here's the opportunities and threats in UK's environment. So the opportunities, UK has innovation ability, a deep pool of workforce expertise, excellent transport links with the rest of the world, but the threats are international trade tensions, technology transfer, and COVID-19 problem. So Now let's talk about China. It has become the second largest country in GDP with increasing individual and household income. Number of income urban household, those earning more than the 80,000 RMB a year, will expanding greatly to 58% in 2020 from 70% in 2011. So since the founding of New China, China's legal and regulatory system has been gradually improved and applicable all walks of life, such as company law, environmental law, protection law, trademark law. The formulation of this law and regulation provides a fair, standardized, safe, orderly, and harmonious environment for the development of China's business. And sustaining reform momentum cover most of the 10 doing business indicators, from starting a business to resolving insolvency in some areas such as enforcing contracts or getting electricity. China is now close to or at the forefront of the global best practice. Socioculturally, China is characterized by urbanization and people attaching importance to the community and Guanxi. So increase the urbanization. The percentage of the population residing in urban area is expected to rise to 60% in 2020 from 51% in 2011. Emphasis on community, a significant characteristic of Chinese culture is its social nature as opposite to Western culture, which is hugely individualistic. Chinese culture has a strong focus on society, and the values of respect, honesty, kindness, and strong family values are held in the high regard. The principle of Guanxi commits friends, family, and at time business colleagues to assist one another. Mutual trust is essential to Guanxi. In terms, many Chinese will priority relationship building, particularly in business context. It is important concept in interpersonal interaction in China, which is used to describe a relationship that may also result in the exchange of connection or favors that benefits both people. So technology part. Technology is in China is gaining momentum under support of a national government. China has initiated a strategy plan called Making China 2025 and established 169 state-level high-tech zone to foster an enabling environment for innovation. In terms of China's ecology, it has a rich natural resource and has been participating in the ecological restoration since 2016. So as you can see, there are some mineral resources, and energy of China has sufficient electronics. Since 2016, China has initiated a logically restoration practice that's focused on mountains, river, forest, farmlands, lakes, and grasslands. So opportunities and threats arising in the environment of China. Opportunities are rise of an increasingly sizable and affluent middle class, ongoing economy and market reforms, adoption of digital technology, like 5G, IoT. And the threats are slowing economy growth becomes a new norm in China, inconsistent regulatory and interpretation and unclear laws and enforcement, and rising labor costs. So for the rest of the part, I will leave it to my groupmate.
So now we will discuss the potential cultural challenges that could influence the business operation. As we can see, the blue bar is China and the purple bar is United Kingdom. We can see the differences between the market that is created by the cultural dimensions. If we discuss about the power distance, we can see China is far better than United Kingdom in the dimension which is called power distance. At the same time, China is very lower to United Kingdom in individualism, and in masculinity they are sharing the same number of percent. Can we go to the next slide? So now we will talk about power distance. This dimension offers with the reality that all people in the society aren't identical. It expresses the attitude of tradition towards those inequalities among us. Power distance is described to the volume to which less powerful members of the establishment and the organization inside a country anticipate and accept the strength is shared unequally. The fundamental difficulty addressed by the dimension is the degree of interdependency of a society maintains among its participants. It has to do with the whether human self-image is described in phrase of I or we. In individualist society, people are speculated to appearance after themselves and, and their direct circle of relatives only. In collective societies, people belong to in groups that take care of them in alternative for loyalty. Masculinity. If there is high value of masculinity, that means the society has more competition, increase in the achievements and success. As the importance of success is defined by the scoring which is used in the school and continues throughout the life. China and United Kingdom both are struggling at equal number of masculinity scale, which is around 66% each. So, Geely automotives do not have to worry about the more competition in United Kingdom. Uncertainty avoidance. The society has to deal with the fact that future cannot be known or cannot be changed. So they get confused that they should try to control it or let the thing happen which is going to happen. This brings lot of anxiety to the business, and everyone has different way of treating the anxiety. United Kingdom has slightly better number in the China than the China in dealing with the uncertainty of it. In the China, most of the small businesses or medium scale businesses are family businesses. So Geely Automotives has to deal with the uncertainty avoidance more in United Kingdom, which is a big challenge for them. Long-term orientation. Every society learns from the past incidents that they have dealt in business, which helps them to face the challenges in comes that comes in future. Compared to United Kingdom, China has very good stats for long-term orientation. China stands at 87% and United Kingdom stands at 54%. China-based companies tends to adopt the change very easily, which will help Geely Automotive to deal with the future problem they will face in United Kingdom. From now, next slides, my group mate will explain you furthermore.
Thank you very much. Yeah, further I'll take the slides from now onwards. First of all, I'd like to discuss and describe the definition of culture. Basically, what is the definition of culture? It's a set of behavioral and procedural norms that can be observed within a country is called culture. When discussing individualism, Hofstede 1991 found, it's a definition of 1991, that when making countries in order to score for individualism, the degree to which people take care of themselves. Basically, it is the definition of that. China's individualism scores for 20, and where the UK having world's highest at 89. So that could be the difference between those companies. Secondly, there are 5 different dimensions on the basis of which one can understand major differences in culture of different countries. And the first one is masculinity and versus femininity. The second one is uncertainty and avoidance. The third one is individualism versus collectivism. And the fourth one is power distance. And the last one is long term versus short term. Next slide, please. Okay. The second thing is, which is very important in this, is importance on relationships among the countries. Basically the importance on relationship, if we differentiate between both countries, China and UK, It's more found in China, but less in UK. But the independence and control we can found in more in UK, but less in China. It's like the same if we go further, we can see where the power distance greater in China than in UK, benevolent autocrat in China, and resourceful democrat in UK. So these are some of the differences in China and UK we saw so far. Then nature of contracts. Some of the contracts are laws and contracts more important in UK, more general agreement in China. Foundation is in the relationship between the parties. Chinese, a detailed agreement means low trust. Time to deal. How they got time to deal is a slower negotiation in China, time in money for UK, hurry in concluding the deals. And on the other hand, China is a particular culture. Friendship is important in the success of negotiation. The Chinese do not like being taken by surprise. Friendship is very important and associated with the social ties for Chinese, and gifts to an expression of friendship in China, as well symbols of good future business. Hall defines cultures as being law or high context. Cultural process valued more than product in China. Product is more important than process in UK. So these could be the two differences, the major differences. As per Tramponas was a specific versus diffuse, the Chinese prefer a more structural form and hierarchy. During negotiation, you are more likely to demonstrate a lack of feeling. On the other hand, concern about preserving one's reputation, and they were able to keep their cool. In contrast with the UK, as if we discuss about the UK, that speaks out the mind and might result in embarrassments. The neutral versus effective dimension studied by Tramponas. What Tramponas is telling us right now is Chinese open with their feelings, highly neutral style in UK, direct eye contacts and avoiding by Chinese because tends to make them uncomfortable at the perspective of China. According to Casey, interpersonal relations takes priority over a commercial transactions in China, and as per Graham and Lane, premium and individual social capital in friends, relatives, and close associates in China. UK focuses on networking, information, and institutions. And finally, Dingai social status. As per social status, as the topic is the Chinese respect status and the hierarchy, avoid all the topics that could destroy the relationships. In case of UK culture, in UK, team member not addressed by use of full titles like director or professor. Thank you very much. Further, we'll go and conclude the differences in China and UK. Number of differences are there in UK and China's negotiation style. Really need to study their own cultural origins, finding similarities, fully understanding differences of their cultures. One should be careful and put explicit attention to cultural factors when doing some negotiation. Training plays a vital role in cross-cultural decision making. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm going to talk about the strategy that Chile company effectively manage cultural differences. Firstly, I will discuss the definition of strategy that is taken from INSERV 1965 corporate strategy. Strategy is a rule for making decisions under condition of partial ignorance, whereas policy is contingent decision. Business strategy is the broad collection of decision rules and guidelines that define a business scope and growth decisions. Next slide, please. I'm going to present our, I'm going to present, or you can say, I'm going to give a appraisal strategy that identify by me so that the Gile company effectively manage culture diversity. Company should create that improve awareness of cultural diversity, improving positive attitude toward cultural diversity. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Companies should be flexible in communication. showing personal concern and confusions among different ethnic groups. Companies should establish committees. Next slide, please. And define organization values and policies. Companies should adopt new employer relationship. Negotiation is very important for the company to effectively manage cultural differences. Reduce our cost to improve the bottom line through other functions, improve cost saving capabilities, add unique features, enhance the product, and next slide, please. Differentiate the product service through other functions, develop market niches directly. Also, company create new market niches by taking advantage of other functions. Thank you. It's all from my side.
So in the conclusion, you can say we analyzed both the countries from political and legal, social and culturally, technologically and ecologically. We can see both countries have their opportunities and threats. The information about rectifies that in power distance, China is far better than United Kingdom. But at the same time, United Kingdom has good numbers in dualism. So according to the chart, we can say culture has affected the markets in different ways. And there are major 5 dimensions on which we can differentiate on the difference of culture among these two countries. To manage cultural differences effectively, companies should create awareness programs. Companies should improve positive attitudes towards cultural diversity and also establish communities. So now we will conclude our presentation, and there are some references in the last slides. Thank you.
Thank you.